Hello, hello, friends. I'm Nancy Thompson with CreateWithNancy.com, and it's time for some creative ink. It's time to get creative, it's time to get inspired, and it's time to share your creations with others. So come on in, say hello, and let me know where you're from. If you're new to my YouTube channel, I welcome you. I welcome you to some creative ink. I hope you leave inspired today to go in and to your craft area and create, because I always feel inspired after I do a live session with you all. So I hope you do too. Again, I'm Nancy Thompson. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator here in Skinny Atlas, New York. And I just love sharing creativity with others. So let's get started. We are doing, it's a technique day. Today I have a grunge technique to share with you. So if you love that grunge look on your cards, you're gonna love today. And if it's something you don't really care, you might really enjoy this, this look. I should have done it in different colors. I did some really a warm color with pecan pie. I'm in love with pecan pie right now. It's just a nice, kind of reminds me a lot of soft suede, but it's a lot, it's a little bit brighter brown. So let's get started because I've got actually two cards today. We're actually going to do two different techniques. One, I haven't, I kind of forget about using it, and I'm trying to think what it's called, but I think I can remember what it's called, but let's get going. Hi, Carol. Welcome. Happy Friday. I know it has been a really, really quick week, and I don't feel like I got everything done that I wanted to today, this week. So let's just do a really quick recap. Because I shared the Detail Dogwood cards using just some simple stamping and a little bit of die cutting, using the Softly Stippled designer paper, okay? And these can be really fun and easy cards to create. So if you missed this live, go back and check out Wednesday's live episode. I think this episode 257, okay, it's just the one right before this here on YouTube, and you can check it out. Really easy card to create. So, and it's a wintry, snowy day here in Central New York, so it's a great time to be crafty in your craft area. So this is our Detail Dogwood Saleabration stamp set. And you can only earn it for a few more days. So today's what, the 16th? It goes away on February 29th. So whatever the math is on that. Less than, like, I don't know, 13 days, I guess. Yeah, 13 days away. So this is a great collage-y type stamp set. And it's a really easy set to use, even just by itself, by fussy cutting this, or even just pulling in all the other elements as well. And I'm also using my favorite go-to greeting stamp set, and I'm pulling in this everyday detail set of dies. I'm using this label die right here. That's what's going to cut out our greeting on the first card today. What else are we using? I think that's it. And the hexagon punch. Yeah, the hexagon punch is going to be used. Heartfelt hexagon punch is on our second card, and unfortunately this is unavailable to order right now. It'll be back in stock though. I can't remember the exact date. And then we're also using this Petal Park Builder because this punches out this flower right here. So if you already have this punch, you can use it for that. Okay, so and I've got my glass mat down. This is still till February 29th for anybody who wants to take advantage of our starter kit special, join special. Whether you want to just be a hobby demo where you get a discount on your products that you order, you can add this glass mat to your join kit as option one. And also it comes with the cloth and the silicone thing there. or you can add an extra $30, your choice. So some people don't want the glass mat, but I've actually have enjoyed using it. I don't always keep it on my desk, but I do set it off aside. I've got a space on my shelf that I can move it out of the way when I don't want it. But yeah, it's been fun to do some fun techniques with. Okay, so let's get started. What am I going to do here? So we're using pecan pie, early espresso, and very vanilla cardstock today. Okay, and let's see. We're going to pull out my chamois. I didn't really get it wet, but I think it'll be wet enough because it's starting to dry a little bit. We're going to use that because we're definitely probably going to need to clean up the mat today. So we're going to simply fold our 5.5 by 8.5, 11 pecan pie in half. Okay, so that'll be our card base. And then we have some early espresso. Do I have a second piece? Oh yeah, I do. And very vanilla for our inside. This is the same measurement as the front of our card front, which is 3 1/4 by 5 inches, and then 3 7/8 by 5 1/8 for the early espresso. So hi Shirley and Colleen and Betty, welcome. I'm so glad you guys are here today. So this is called direct to paper technique, and this is what's going to create our grunge look today. So we are simply going to use our pecan pie ink pad, or pecan, however you pronounce it. I know it's spoken different ways. And we are going to just use kind of the tip of our ink pad to create some direct to paper ink on this, okay? So the harder you press, the deeper it's going to be. So I either recommend you start out on a piece of scrap or just go with it, okay? So we're simply going to drag it across. You don't want too juicy of an ink pad. So mine's kind of been drying out because I use this for my team meeting and for my stamp club this month, and they love this card. So we're going to just simply create our own background with this ink pad. And you do want to be careful. I do see my ink pads getting a little bit of torn. It all just depends on how careful you are with it. Okay, so you just really drag it, all right? So before we move on, we're going to take the inside of our card. We're going to just drag a little bit, just add a little texture to the bottom of our inside of the card as well. And let me zoom in a little bit more for you guys. There we go. And then we're going to take our envelope, all right? Let's kind of like swirl some texture across here. You want it to look kind of grungy, right? We're going for that grunge look today. So I think that's it. What do you guys think? Do you like this technique? We're not done yet though, okay? Now we got to pretty up our cardstock here, all right? And you know what? I forgot to mount a stamp. So we need, this one you do need block I. This is our block I right here, because we're going to use this polka dot thing here, stamp. So we're going to use that. And I'm just going to kind of get this straight on because it's a long piece. Okay, so we're going to pull in our early espresso now, all right? And this one I did juice up because I want some nice crisp images. So I'm going to just walk my stamp across so I make sure I get it all inked. Oh, that looks really great. And we're just simply going to stamp it on the bottom here. Doesn't that look nice and crisp? And then we're going to pull in our, you don't always have to use Memento ink or a black ink for your images. So the early espresso is a nice alternative. Actually, I'm going to put this over like this. I like to kind of do this for a larger type stamp because I did get a little bit on the edge there. Okay, so let's just kind of stamp this here. Make sure I get some good coverage. Oh, look at that. See, it almost looks black, doesn't it? But it is the early espresso. Okay, so we've got that. What else do we need? What did I do? Oh yeah, I do need a scrap of this. we're going to pull in this flower. Before I do that, I did get ink all over it. I wanted to just kind of, let me clean this off. Hang on. Because there is a right way and a wrong way for this flower to line up. So lots of times I take and just kind of like, we're going to just take it off. I kind of set it down in there to see how it fits. Okay, that'll work good. And then I'll put this on the bottom, and just remember, this is the bottom edge of my cardstock that I want to stamp. Let's see, stamp there, and I'm going to stamp 2, okay? Nice. It's a solid flower. That's one of the reasons why I inked it up, because I was getting kind of a faded look there. Okay, now we can punch it up. Well, let's see if this lines up good. Oh yeah, that looks pretty darn good. All right, so that's just a little tip, except for this way. Let's see if I can pull this in. I might need to, I gotta get a little sticky note. Hang on. So sometimes if you got a short piece of paper and you don't have anything to grab onto, just take a sticky note, attach it, and this becomes your little handle, so it makes it so much easier for you to line up. Okay, there we go. There, I got 2 flowers. I don't know if we're going to use them both, but we have them. I do have a couple cards to make. Okay, I think before we go any farther, I've got ink all over my glass mat here. I think we should wipe that up before it gets to be like all over my card. Okay, sticky notes are like a staple to keep on your desk. Does anybody have them in your crafting spot? Is to keep sticky notes. I use them quite a bit. Great for taking notes too. Okay, see how nicely that cleans up? Okay. And if you have adhesive on your mat, you can use it, clean up, spritz it with a little bit of alcohol, and it'll clean up. That adhesive will come right off. Okay, so let's figure out what I do with the rest of my card. Here we go. All right, so what are we doing? I can look at my sample here. We are going to mount this onto our early espresso, and I need to refill my bottle. I've been doing a lot of card making. I just sent off some swaps for a liter swap. So for the new online exclusives. So hopefully I'll have some ideas to share with you, other ideas to share with you soon from that swap. Okay, so I think that's really kind of at its end. Put the top back on. I think there's some in there. Okay, so let's add our greeting. Yes. We need that, and we need this, and just a note. So we're going to add just a note. We're going to, I've already pre-stamped that label out of that Everyday Expressions die set. And let's just stamp just a note on here. It's really an easy card, but it kind of gives you that fun, grungy look. You've never seen this technique, but you like it so far? Oh, good. I've done it in the past. It's just, you forget about it, you know? It's really like a direct to paper technique is what it's called. So we're simply gonna raise that up with some dimensionals, okay? And I should have done it in like some pastel colors. I think it would really be pretty like this. So maybe if I get more time to stamp, I need a secretary. I think this would be a great way to just play around with some different colors as well. Okay, so let's just put this here, and we're going to just simply attach that there. So let's pull in some mini dimensionals. Let me find my mini dimensionals here. And we're just, how many of these do I need? I think just on 2 of the petals. We'll do that, and then we'll put a little adhesive on the rest here. Let's get rid of that. Glue. Okay. So let's just add a little bit here. And we'll just pop that. Oh, I got a dimensional showing. Hang on. Let's move it down that petal a little bit. Now it's sticking to my finger. And we're covering up the note. There we go. Okay, what do you think so far? Now let's add, I know I've got some linen bows here already tied. So for this one's kind of a loose goose here. Let's see if I can tighten it up. It might just come undone. Just a little bow. Okay. Glue dots. We need some glue dots. Let's grab a glue dot here. So many ideas, and I want to just keep stamping, but there's some other things I need to do. Let's put that right up there, kind of like in the middle of the sprig there. And we'll trim this end here. There we go. Okay, how's it looking? We're not done yet. So let's add some dimensionals to our four corners. Okay, and then we'll put this on our pecan pie. I like these two colors together. I think they just look sweet. And then the inside. So we've got the inside of our card. I've got this here and Early Espresso. Let's open this back up and we will stamp just this up in the corner on the side. There we go. Just nice, simple image. And I'm not even going to re-ink. I'm just going to moisten my stamp because there's still lots of ink on there, just so it's a little fainter on it as well. So let's mount this onto our Early Espresso piece. Remember, these are the same size as the front. I don't like to have to worry about two sets of measurements, so I like them to duplicate each other. It makes cutting so much easier. Okay, let's add this. And then put this on the inside of our card, and then we gotta just add a little bit of embellishment to it. Just center it, there we go. And we're gonna pull in, we use these, I can't remember what these are called because I threw away the package. So we're gonna use the greener ones. So I'm gonna use up a thing here. So let's grab my take your pick tool. And let's, whoops, that flung over. So, can I get it off my finger? We're going to put one right there in the center of this flower. And another large one here. And then we'll do one of the smaller ones right in the center of there. Okay, and voila, we are done. What do you think? There's card number 1. Hopefully I was in shot. I never even looked, guys. So hopefully you saw it all. Okay. All right. So what do you think of the grunge look? The direct to paper, and just by adding a little bit of color to your envelope, just kind of grabs that. And we could even like do a little stamping. I wonder if there's enough on here to kind of go like this. Yeah, it's a little light. Let's see. We're gonna really just wing it here. Oh, that looks kind of neat. And I think, you know what? Let's add this across the bottom as well. There we go. I think I kind of like that. So card number 1, but we got to clean up our mess here. Let's grab our little thing here. So who would give this technique a try? So by having like an outline type image really makes it easy, just makes the colors shine through. But I want to show you some other ones that I made making the same card as well. So here's that one, and So as you can see, this ink pad was like, I really was heavy on the ink pad right there. So no two cards are going to look the same. But make sure you have a refill, okay? And look at this one right there as well. And then this one I need to finish. So this one's a little bit lighter, so so you can see the difference. So yeah, I need to finish putting this together. So have fun with this. And the inside is kind of like, you know, whatever you want it to look like. What did I do on this one? This one I just did kind of like really soft and everything. Okay, so card number 1. All right, done, check. Okay, so what do I need to do? I gotta switch colors. So we gotta clean a couple stamps here. Okay, so let's do a little cleaning with the chamois here because we're gonna use pecan pie now, okay? And, okay, I think this is called the Faux Silk Technique. All right, and very, very easy to do. You're gonna love it. So let's just clean up our stamps here so we'll all be squeaky clean for our Faux Silk Technique. All right, I think we're, oops, let's do that. Okay, let's just get rid of this too. Okay, let's pull in our pecan pie, and we've got that. So first off, we're gonna do is we're gonna take, this is just a quarter sheet, and we're gonna cut this down a very vanilla, okay? Oh good, I'm glad you guys loved it. Thanks Betty and Colleen. I know the envelope is just a nice twist to it. So we're starting with a quarter sheet of cardstock, okay? And what did I do? I gotta look at my sample here so I can kind of judge what I'm doing. I'm not gonna use the larger one. We're just simply gonna use this, and I need a piece of scrap. I'm not sure how inky this is because I don't want it to, okay, that looks good. So we're just simply gonna do a random, and I feel like I gotta sneeze. Chew, chew, chew. Oh, excuse me, everyone. Okay, we're just doing some random stamping here, okay? Because that's what creates that collage-y look, all right? So just do some random stamping, and you always want to start with your larger image first, okay? All right, so that you can always go back and fill in as well. What are we going to do next? There's a cute dragonfly in here. My block is really dirty. Where's the stamp set? So there's a dragonfly right here, and you know, I wonder if that fits the dragonfly punch. I just kind of thought of that. I don't know. We're going to start with that next. So start to fill in your empty spaces, and you could stamp more than once if you want it a lot lighter as well. And it's okay to overlap as well, okay? Because that's the collage look, right? Dun-dun-dun. There we go. And you can just go back and add more. Okay, we're going to do this leafy stamp next, and let's see, I need to see how that's kind of, yeah, we'll go with that. We'll start filling in with more stamps. Let's see, there we go, there, and we'll overlap some. Let's do another one there. Let's overlap. I think that looks good, and then maybe we will just pop in this solid flower every so often, okay? There. Okay, so we got our collage look. Let's leave that open because we still need that. All right, we're gonna clean up our mess so our card doesn't get dirty, all right? So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to take our adhesive sheets, okay? You'll find these sheets, they come 6 by 12, and you'll find them in our, I'm pretty sure they're 6 by 12, in our, in the adhesive area of the annual catalog, okay? So they kind of like come apart in like sections, so sometimes it stays on there and sometimes it releases by each section. So we're cutting this down, so I'm not going to worry about being too accurate. I made it big so it was easy to use. Thanks, Betty. I know, usually I sneeze in threes. So we're going to just butt these up next to each other, okay? Just line them up as best as possible. And you just kind of lift this on its side a little bit so you can get that butted up next to each other, and it should fall into place, okay? And then begin to lay it down. You want to try to avoid getting any adhesive on your fingers because stuff won't stick to it then. Now these are great, like if you keep a few of these on hand, like when you're gluing or whatever, and then throw it away. If you're gluing small little stuff and it keeps your paper, your work surface clean. Okay, I gotta look. Okay, now what we're gonna do is we're gonna take tissue paper. This is what creates that faux silk technique, okay? So I just made it about the same size as my cardstock, and we're gonna take and we're gonna crumble it all up, all right? Crumble it up, and you're just gonna lightly, don't smooth it out, because you really want those crinkles to stay in your tissue paper, okay? And then we're going to take off, make sure you rub this really, really well so the adhesive sticks to your cardstock there and it releases from your backing. All right, there's one piece, and there's 3. By making it bigger, it kind of gives you an area to hang on to as well, so you're not touching that adhesive. There's 3. Now we're simply going to lay this down and then just kind of like pat it into place, okay? Trying not to disturb those crinkles. All right, and then you can just kind of like smooth it down a little bit. So can you guys see the crinkles in there? Let me get a little closer. So, oh, there we go. There's the crinkles in there. Okay, now before we go further, we're going to pull in our blending brush and some of the pecan pie. So I'm going to just take the blending brush and we're going to highlight this a little bit just to soften it up and make the design underneath pop a little bit more. And there's lots of ways to do this. Sometimes you don't want to do this, but I wanted to make that design underneath pop a little bit more and to make those crinkles a little bit more, to have that distressed, grungy look, just a little bit of shading. So, isn't that cool? Look at that. It just really made it really neat. Okay, I think that's good. So let's clean up our mat again. Okay. So as we continue to stamp, and now we're going to trim this down. We're going to trim it down to 3 3/4 by 5 inches. Okay. So just pick a side. I go a little bit. Let's see, 3 3/4. I want to do a little less. So make sure, like, there's a lot of excess. I want to make sure I cut off this side here as well. So I want to make sure I leave there so I can still trim that side, but also clean that. And this has got to be 5 inches. So I'm going to do the same. Just take a little hint and work my way around. Now I'll do the 3 3/4 inch right here. I have a nice clean edge. And then we'll go back to 5 inches. Okay. Here we go. Okay. And every once in a while when you're using gluey stuff, you might want to kind of clean your track here with some, just slide your cutters out of the way. I've got adhesive all over this, so sometimes just cleaning it with a little bit of alcohol really helps your paper trimmer glide good, and also clean out your track as well. I just take a piece of scrap and just run it down through that track and clean out some paper hairs, and it just helps keeping your trimmer glide more efficiently, and doesn't get it all dull as well. Okay, what do you think? Isn't that really cool? So we're going to add this to some pecan pie cardstock. This is why you want to keep your work surface kind of clean. It's got a little mess on the back, grunge. Okay, am I going to have enough here? Let's see. This must have been, I must have been using a different one. It was all covered with glue. Okay, here we go. Let's add this. These are all my little leftover bottles from filling some dispensers. All right, so the pecan pie is 3 7/8 by 5 1/8, and we'll add this to, oh, I cut my cardstock wrong. We're gonna have a fun opening today, all right? So what do you think of the Faux Silk Technique? Okay, we're gonna have our card open up this way. It'll be different, which is totally fine. Dimensionals. I've got stuff sticking all to my sleeves here. Okay, where's my dimensionals? Here we go. Let's grab some dimensionals. 2, 3, 4. Make sure I'm in shot here for you guys to see. Okay, there we go. So we're gonna finish this card. I've already so stamping it on some pecan pie with early espresso ink. So I've already fussy cutted it out. So let's add some dimensionals on the back here. Well, let's start out with the larger one, and then we'll fill in with some smaller ones. Okay, here we go. Let's do this and this. Just feel like it needs a lot on here because it's such a big image. Let's put some small ones down here. Just want it to stay kind of stable. All right, let's put a couple small ones there and there. Okay, we're gonna use this. We're gonna create a label for this. This is where our heartfelt hexagon punch is gonna come in, and I want this to be light, so just twice. We're gonna stamp off once, and then I'm going to stamp once there, and then really espresso. We'll take our because I want my words to show through there, so that's why I stamped off. And sometimes you check the graduation of your stamping so you can see how intense you want it to be. And we'll do that. Doesn't that look sweet? Look at that. I love it. Okay, bring in our punch. We turn it upside down, and now I'm looking at the words to see if it looks level and side to side, and so on. All right, I think that looks good. Sweet, sweet, sweet. Okay, so this is going to go on flat. Okay, so let's add this on flat. There we go. And then we'll raise up that image. The Detail Dogwood, the dogwood branch here. Okay, we're almost done, everybody. Never seen this technique either. All right, so I'm interested. Oh, good, Betty. I hope you do give them both a try. Actually, this technique was shared in the demonstrator community that I'm a part of, and so it just kind of reminded me to use it. I kind of forget about it. because there's just so many techniques and things to do all the time. You just got to go back and revisit it with, you know, different stuff. Okay, so let's just kind of, let's see, we're going to just tilt this, I think, a little bit. There we go. And I've got a linen bow here somewheres on my desk. Here we go. I'm going to just do a single strand with this mini glue dots. Here we go. So normally I just stick this on here, but I'm going to take my mini glue dot and my take your pick tool. It's got a pointy end on it. And I'm going to try curling this mini glue dot, sticking it on there and curling it around a little bit so it's not so big, and we're gonna stick it right down on there on our, well, some of it came off, so we split that in half, so that's okay too, and stick our bow on there. There we go. Make sure it doesn't cover up the words there. Okay, let's give it a haircut. Here we go, and let's get rid of this glue off from the point. Okay, let's finish up our inside. What did I do here? Oh, rats. Okay. On the inside, let's simply take our pecan pie here, and let's stamp it over here. Okay, and then I love this dragonfly, so let's stick this dragonfly kind of like right there. Okay, maybe we'll put another one down there. There we go. I think I like it. And then maybe, okay, I'm gonna just keep going, right? Nah, I don't think I want that flower down there. I don't know, we'll leave it alone. Let's leave it alone. Okay, so let me see. We've got some Saleabration gems. Forget to share these. These have, I think it's Pool Party, the Pecan Pie, and Calypso Coral. These are a free Saleabration item at the $50 level. So let's add some of these on right here. Let's grab our Take Your Pick tool. And how am I doing this? I'm gonna just put it on the stuff right there, and I'm going to put a little one there, and let's go with another big one up here. All right, so we've got our 3 triangle. So these are sparkly. There's a sparkle to them. I don't know if you guys, there you go, you can see the sparkle to them. They're kind of sweet. All right, envelope. We're going to dress up our envelope. We're going to make it that collage-y look on our envelope. Okay, let's see here. I'm going to move a few things off my desk here. So let's stamp this, and we're going to, I want to stamp off because I want it to be really, really light. So I've stamped it off on my glass mat, and we're going to just kind of stamp really collage-y, okay? So we've got that. I don't know if I can, we're going to just stamp a couple of times here. We've got our dragonfly, stamp another one here. Is there anything else I should add? Maybe we'll add a third one right up there. All right. And then, I don't know. I think we're going to just leave it at that. Did I do anything on the envelope flap? I did do the envelope flap kind of collage-y too. So, you know, there might be enough ink on here. We're just going to wing it, okay? Enough ink on my glass mat to pick up. Oh, look at that. And rejuvenate this stamp set, all right? Oh, I love it. Didn't even use any more ink, everyone. So let's get the dragonfly in here again. Okay, I think we've done enough mess. Let me just close these up, and then we'll look at the cards one more time here. And Mr. Cooper is on the move. He's over here. Jack just came home. So he's greeting him. Here, let's just clean this up so we don't mess up our beautiful projects. And I better wash this out and re-moisten it for the next crafting time. Let me just flip this the other way. Okay, I think that's good. You don't really want it like soaping wet. It's just a nice, just barely wet is what it is. All right, what do you guys think? Do you like that? So there's card number 1. Here's my original card right there. So it's really the same. Really, look, I just didn't sponge as much, I don't think. And then what did we do today? Let's grab the one we did earlier. Here we go. Right here. So we've got the, let me zoom out, okay, so you guys can see this better. Here we go. So we've got the direct to paper technique and the faux silk technique. So I hope you give this a try and make sure, you know, I totally forget to let you guys know what the house code is. So let me just double check, see if there's any comments or questions. So here's the February house code. So if you need to order anything and earn this stamp set, the Detail Dogwood is $100 level. And don't forget, I do have a free thank you card kit. It's with the Be Mine designer paper. Details are in the newsletter. If you're not a subscriber, make sure you subscribe to my newsletter, because that is where the action happens, is in the newsletter. And I'm almost ready to send out another one. So there's still a little bit of time. Hopefully later tonight I will get that done. If all goes well, get that finished detailing that up. And come join me again next Wednesday at 3 p.m. for some more creative ink. That's where we'll do something. Wednesdays are a simple type creating day, so will be some simple project, kind of like what we did here, where it's simple stamping. And then Fridays is some type of fun folder technique. So I hope you enjoyed today's technique. We haven't done a technique in a while. Usually a lot of times it's the fun fold. So I hope this has inspired you to get crafty, spend the weekend creating, especially if it's a snowy weekend for you, and enjoy. So thanks so much, everybody. If you have any questions, feel free to message me. And if you need a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, I would love to be your demonstrator. Just simply reach out to me and take advantage of that join special as well. Thanks so much, and join our